Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Night Football. Welcome to another Match Reaction Show. And who saw that one coming? It's finished. Aston Villa won. Manchester City won. I mean, it's 2 points drop for City. You have to say it's 2 points drop for City. They'll feel they should have won this game, and they didn't. And I'll keep saying this, and I keep saying this almost every week. I said Manchester City at their best, they're better than any other team in the Premier League, probably better than any other team in the world. The only reason that they will fail, and if they fail, the only reason for any failures is their own hubris and their own complacency. And that is what it was today. Because for large parts of that game today, Manchester City were the better team. They really were. The issue was their finishing was a little bit wavered. So at times their passing was a little bit off. They were a little bit sloppy in their passing. And that goal that they conceded, we'll talk about it, but that was just casual. So throughout the game, I thought City looked very, very good. And when they were good, they were really, when they were on it, they were really, really good. The problem was the final touch, the final pass, not getting it right. You got to give some credit to Villa as well. I thought they played well. They rode their luck a little bit, but they were good in patches. But when you think about it, the best players I think were for Villa. I think it was Emiliano Martinez, it was Ollie Watkins, and Ashley Young. And when you think about those positions, Ollie Watkins didn't score, so for him to be one of the better players was because he could hold up the ball and keep bring others into play. Martinez pulled off a lot of good saves. Some I think were probably the result of some bad shooting. And then I thought Ashley Young really looked good against Foden, especially for the I think up till the 80th minute. I think he looked really good. So really, it comes down to how Manchester City played. I thought they won at their best today, and a large part of that was because there was a lot of it was very casual at times. Very casual the way that they were playing. They almost felt like when they turned it on, when they went 1-0 up, there was almost this feeling of, well, this game is done, this job is done. We're gonna get a second goal. We're gonna get a second goal. I think they were a little bit too complacent. And at times I think they rushed it as well. I mean, if you talk about the goal itself, it was pretty well taken actually, and I thought Emiliano Martinez was good, but that goal was his fault. That goal was the one part where he made a mistake, because that cross from Gundogan is good, but Emiliano Martinez misjudges the flight. He misjudged the flight, so I think he came a little bit too close. If he doesn't misjudge it, he probably gets himself either he collects it or he gets into a position where he can stop Haaland from scoring, because that's point blank. All Haaland is really doing is he's just got to stab it in. So if he positions himself right, he stops it. But I think he gets this positioning all wrong. Haaland take that away from me. It was a good finish. It was a good run from Haaland, because he knows because he doesn't misjudge the flight, and he almost knows where the ball is going to land. That's Haaland, isn't he? He just knows where the ball is going to land. He just knows where it's going to fall. Comes in, scores a nice goal. It's what's his 10th goal now in the league, in this season. I think it's 10 now, 10 for the season. I mean, it's just incredible numbers when you think about it from him. But that was a good finish, and you kind of felt as well that City would just go on to win this game. They were on top at that point. They didn't have a good first half. I mean, to be honest, City. I mean, for the first 30 minutes, they looked good without really threatening, and then they allowed Villa to come back into it towards the end of that half. Some chances that I think Villa could have done a little bit more with. But City looked in the second half. They looked in total control. It was almost like Pep Guardiola, and I said so that almost like Pep Guardiola goes, okay, fine, let's just play badly because we want to give ourselves some competition. I'm not kidding, but it sometimes feels that, doesn't it? 0-0. When they came out in the second half, they were just on it. They looked a completely different team. Went through the gears, made Villa run ragged, and then finally got that goal. And you thought, yeah, that's it. City's now going to cruise. They're going to get a second, third goal. They're just going to win this game easy. But that didn't happen for some reason. Haaland had a chance in the box. Incredibly, Martinez saves from a Haaland chance in the box. That should not happen. Haaland should be scoring those. I know what I'm saying, but yeah, I know. I mean, he really should be scoring those. But Martinez is a good goalkeeper, and he made those saves. And there was a bit of a sloppy moment as well before that goal. The warning sign was that because Ramsey it was who stole the ball of Rodri, and they were 2-on-1. I thought Ramsey made the wrong run. I know he went on the left because he thought I can cut inside and score. I thought he should have gone on the right, because then he would have had a nice little easy shot towards the far corner. But he went left, which I think allowed also a little bit more time for City's defenders to get back. His touch wasn't so good, and that Ederson was quickly off his line, smothered it, got it away. City got away with that, and for some reason I thought, okay, maybe now they'll up the tempo because they realize that 1-0 is a precarious lead. For some reason, they just kept being casual. I mean, there were chances, but they were not taking them. They were not being clinical enough with them. I just felt a little bit more. They were lacking that little bit of composure. I think that comes from perhaps being too comfortable in their position. And then the goal came again. Nothing. It's just a long ball. City don't deal with it. They make a mess of it really, and it comes out to Ramsey. And again, you watch some of the players, they're really casual getting back. I mean, some of the players can get back in position in time. And Ramsey just has a free run past Rodri. And I think with Walker, like nobody bothers. Says, okay, yeah, whatever. He just goes. Ramsey just goes in. Bailey just goes in between. Nobody's marking him. I think Cancelo leaves him free. Diaz doesn't get out. I don't think it's Diaz's fault. I think it's Cancelo's fault for not picking him up though. And he just has a free shot and he just shoots and it's a goal. And you almost felt like what had just happened. And City, looked a little bit shocked with that goal and it was 1-1. I think the referee made a mistake as well. The Coutinho goal that went in disallowed, that could have been, that was not offside. And I could see it. As I saw that game, I thought that's not offside. Why is he flagging him offside? Because that's not. The line's blew too early. Ederson probably might have saved it from that distance anyway, you feel. But still, that could have been 2-1 and, imagine that, right? But City got away with a couple of breaks, but just after that, even after that goal, there were a couple of chances. Rodri, blasted it wide. There were some other opportunities. Foden point blank same from Martinez. It just doesn't look like it was happening for City. And again, they upped the tempo a little bit in the last 10 minutes, where they probably could have got. But you don't want to put yourself in those positions if you're City. You just want to win the game while you're on top and get away with it. Don't forget, 4th minute as well, Kyle Walker had a wonderful chance to give them the lead in the first half itself, and he could have cut it back to Haaland, but instead he decided to be over smart and take a shot himself and messed up on that one as well. So it just looked like City were playing a different game today. It almost looked like they'd gotten a little bit complacent because of the past wins, 6-0 for, scored a lot of goals, the 10 goals. So they just looked a little bit like, well, sometimes when you start thinking the win will come and not fight for them, teams can shock you. So that's what happened. Very impressed with Martinez, by the way. And I've been impressed by Martinez for a long, long time. And I just feel that Villa is not his level. He's got to play at a much higher level. I would love him to play at a higher level. Jacob Ramsey as well, I think, is a player who sort of goes under the radar at Aston Villa. I'm surprised nobody's made a move for him. He seems like a talent, really. I was surprised if he's still playing at Villa next season. But he looks like a good player. And I have to give credit to Steven Gerrard as well. He made a very important change by not starting Coutinho or Buendia. He made the right decision there because neither of them could have tried back and had the energy. He made the right call there in not starting with either of them. I think Coutinho coming on did change the game a little bit in the second half, but I think that's where it is. He looked good because he didn't have to really exert himself, particularly in the first half and City refresh. So I thought those were some good changes. From City's point of view, the thing is, Haaland, when he doesn't score goals, he'll always look anonymous. And I don't think that happened to him. In the first half, yes, he did look anonymous because without goals, he looks anonymous. But that's the thing. With Haaland, you don't need him to have a lot of touches. It's fine if he's anonymous because he'll get you goals. So if anybody thinks Haaland had a bad first half, it'll just look that way because he's not someone who's going to link up and do all that. He's a player who's going to try and get in the box every opportunity he gets, and he's going to try and make things happen there. And I think that's the thing with Haaland. But I do feel there's a bit of dependency now building on Haaland, where if he doesn't score, what is City doing otherwise? Again, talking about that today, they had, De Bruyne had a chance which he didn't take. Gundogan had a chance which he didn't take. Walker obviously had that big mess. Rodri had that big mess. Foden, had a chance which he didn't take. So sometimes I feel like they're playing too much around Haaland, and I think that it's fine because Haaland is always going to get you goals. But it might concern City in the big games where if Haaland is marked out or whatever happens to Haaland, where the goals come from. That might be a little bit of a concern. But other than that, I don't think City did too much wrong. Like I said, it was just a matter of complacency. It's just complacency on City's part that they dropped 2 points. It's a good result for Arsenal though, because now it means that they have a chance tomorrow to extend that lead against Manchester United. So that will be something from Arsenal's point of view as well. Then Liverpool will be happy as well that their 2 points dropped are not going to cost them too much. So it's a good result for other teams, and City will be kicking themselves. But something to learn from for Guardiola, and I think he'll be happy with this performance as well in some ways because that has come now. Because that means that they can learn from it and then take it forward. When a bigger game comes, they know that these kind of things should not be happening. Anyway, smash a like if your man of the match is Emiliano Martinez. I think mine, I'll give it to Martinez, but I thought Aston played really well. I would have given it to him either. So smash a like for either of those two guys are your man of the match or men of the match. Do let me know in the comments. What did you think about the game? What do you think about City's performance? Where do you see the need for improvement with City? How impressed were you with Aston Villa as well? It's a much needed point for them. They've had a tough season so far, so this was a very, very important result for them as well. So let me know in the comments. What do you think about the game? I always love to hear from you guys, of course. And do remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Instagram as well for 889. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.